Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 23rd chapter, titled Devahuti's Lamentation, text number 52. Brahmanduhitri vistubhyam vimrugyaf patayas samaha kaschintsyan me vishokaya tvayi pravrajite vanam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. My dear Brahmana, as far as your daughters are concerned, they will find their own suitable husbands and go away to their respective homes. But who will give me solace after your departure as a sannyasi? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It is said that the father himself becomes the son in another form. The father and son are therefore considered to be non-different. A widow who has her son is actually not a widow because she has the representative of her husband. Similarly, Devahuti is indirectly asking Kardama Muni to leave a representative so that in his absence she might be relieved of her anxieties by a suitable son. A householder is not expected to remain at home for all his days. After getting his sons and daughters married, a householder can retire from household life, leaving his wife in the charge of the grown-up sons. That is the social convention of the Vedic system. Devahuti is indirectly asking that in his absence from home, there be at least one male child to give her relief from her anxieties. This relief means spiritual instruction. Relief does not mean material comforts. Material comforts will end with the end of the body, but spiritual instruction will not end. It will go on with the spirit soul. Instruction in spiritual advancement is necessary, but without having a worthy son, how could Devahuti advance in spiritual knowledge? It is the duty of the husband to liquidate his debt to his wife. The wife gives her sincere service to the husband, and he becomes indebted to her because one cannot accept service from his subordinate without giving him something in exchange. The spiritual master cannot accept service from a disciple without awarding him spiritual instruction. That is the reciprocation of love and duty. Thus, Devahuti reminds her husband, Kardama Muni, that she has rendered him faithful service. Even considering the situation on the basis of liquidating his debt toward his wife, he must give a male child before he leaves. Indirectly, Devahuti requests her husband to remain at home a few days more, or at least until a male child is born. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport.
Your daughters are, as far as your daughters are concerned, they will get married and they'll go away. But then I'll be left alone. And therefore, basically, she is asking for a son. And that is the Vedic culture also, where the woman is always under the protection of father or son or husband. They are never alone in the society. As Prabhupada says, that is the social convention in the Vedic system, in the Vedic culture. No doubt the modern perspectives of freedom for women are completely different from what the Vedic paradigm is about. The modern philosophy is of, if you tell that a woman needs protection, then they'll get angry because they think they are independent. I can protect myself. I am on par with, they'll say it is discriminative, sexist comment, they will say, if you say woman is weak. This is going on in this world very much, everywhere, including in India, including in this country. But the Vedic injunctions are very, very clear. There is no two doubts about that. It's very, very clear. And it is not some subtle kind of a injunction that the women should be always under the protection. It is a very straightforward instruction. And that was strictly followed in our Indian society till about quite some time. Maybe even could have seen traces of it even about 30, 40 years back. But with more and more westernization of Indian society, whatever is the Western culture is coming over to the Indian side also. Sometimes people think that no freedom, the society's injunction to give protection to women through a system of either the father, son, or husband is something which is limiting the freedom of women. It is not about limiting the freedom of women. Women also can be intelligent, not can be intelligent, they can be more intelligent than men sometimes. All kinds of intelligences are there in this world, which even modern science has found out. It's not there is only one kind of intelligence. There is somebody who can have, let's say, good in mathematics. He may not be good in music. Somebody may have a very good musical intelligence. Somebody else may have good in mathematical intelligence. So intelligence itself, or different kinds of intelligences, are recognized as a reality. Similarly, there is one intelligence which is called emotional intelligence. Not very subtle spiritual intelligence we are talking about. Emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence means how to manage your emotions. Just like mathematical intelligence is how to manage in your mind the numbers. Musical intelligence is how to manage sound, harmony, symmetry, all these kind of patterns, recognizing sound patterns. This is musical intelligence. Correspondingly, there will be a musical memory. Whoever has got good musical intelligence will have good musical memory. Without memory, intelligence doesn't work. Similarly, mathematical intelligence means you need to have memory of numbers. Like that, different kinds of intelligence. So many kinds of intelligences are there. Kinesthetic intelligence is there. Somebody has got a good memory of the movements, and then such a person can manipulate movements in his mind. Someone has got spatial intelligence. He can memorize spaces and he can reorganize spaces, just like an architect. He's got a spatial intelligence. He can design spaces. He can visualize in his mind already existing, and he can move here and there without building. So this is architectural intelligence. So the mistake that we do is when we take a statement from the Vedas and we don't understand that statement properly. Several places Prabhupada has also told, scriptures have also told, here and there, you should see the context. Women are less intelligent, it is said. It is obviously, it's not generalized. You cannot generalize. Women are less intelligent. What intelligence they are less in? They are so much crowded with emotions that emotional intelligence, having more emotion does not mean having emotional intelligence. So there is a in the woman's body, mind system produces lot of emotions compared to a man's body and mind. With little few emotions the man can handle emotionally, manage his emotions. But when you're just like if I give someone lot of money, then he needs lot of financial or intelligence to handle that money properly, isn't it? If I give limited money, then it's very easy. What is there? This much I have got income and this much I have to spend and this much. Suppose you are a billionaire, then you need a financial consultants. You cannot handle yourself. Somebody who has got intelligence, financial intelligence has to help you. So in the same way, it is fact that the women are more emotional. That does not mean that they are not having other kinds of intelligences. So always women's emotional management is tough for them. Because of that, they get exploited. How they get exploited? Emotionally, they get exploited. We have to understand that. Therefore, when we say less intelligent means not that because there's too much of these emotions. They have to organize everything. Therefore, just like we say, if you have got too much money, if you're a billionaire, you need a financial consultant. In the same way, the women, let's say they've got too much emotions, they need a consultant. That consultant is husband, father, or son. This is the spirit of saying that they need protection. Why the word protection is used? Because the emotions are man is moved by emotions. So emotionally they can be tricked. People trick. Women get, they cannot handle their emotions very intelligently. Handling something intelligently means what? Managing something intelligently means what? Managing something intelligently means you have an objective. And towards that objective, you have to move all your items. You have to manage your resources towards that objective. That is emotional, that is intelligence. So emotional intelligence means you have to handle your emotions so that you obtain your objective. Emotions are very powerful. Because emotions, they move us. Emotions move us. Emotions are very powerful. So it's a double-edged sword. It can cut either way. It can move many things. But it can also cut us. So when there is a excess of this emotions in the system, then one needs support from somebody else. But unfortunately, nowadays, men are also over-emotional. So they are also like women only. So then, when man and woman both are having too much emotions, then they divorce. Because both cannot manage. One cannot help the other. And there is when you can, as I said, when emotions cannot be managed, you can cut each other. Because there are positive emotions and there are negative emotions also. Not emotion means everything is good. There are negative, unpleasant emotions also. Anger, jealousy, vengeance, all these kind of negative emotions are also there. So we have to handle all these things. So this is the overall reason why general category is, if a man is representing a Vedic man, then he is balanced to help the wife with her emotional intelligence so that she does not get exploited. Now, how does exploitation happen? One may say, oh, just because if suppose somebody comes and praises a woman so much, then immediately she is emotionally attracted. Oh, very nice thing this. That's called emotional. They get emotionally immediately affected. Somebody comes and praises. Praise is an emotion. Let's say it gives importance. Many times the praise is not praise, it is flattery. Flattery means it's a lie. And when you go and tell a woman, you flatter her, unless she is very sharp, most of the time she will think it is praise. This is called emotion. You have to be very sharp, otherwise this man is simply praising me. He is flattering me because he wants to get my emotions. This discrimination won't be there. Just like there was the other day I was reading a story. Now reading in a magazine. There was a couple is married for more than 25 years. They're living together. Then one day the husband calls his friend home for dinner. And then she serves the dinner. And after the dinner, then he says, oh, so nicely you have cooked this, that, this. The guest says, praises the cooking of the wife. Okay, then after the dinner is over, the guest goes away. Then whole night there is trouble. Why? See, that man, one day he ate and he praised me so much. You are eating for 30 years what I cooked. And you are not praising me. For that person to eat one day and praise and go is very easy. They lived together for 30 years. He worked hard. So many other things. He is running the home and everything. But he did not simply open his mouth and say every day, oh, very nice cooking yours. Actually, it's a fact. No, I mean, maybe many may disagree, but these are all facts. Women, if you are given only good words, they are very happy. More happy than giving many things. Good words you have to be given. What does that indicate? A kind of less intelligence. Just by talking them nicely, they're over. Matter is over. If there's an argument, you tell you win, they're happy. It may be a lie that you won. You tell you are won, they're happy. So these are all facts which are, we need to counter this, because nowadays many people criticize Prabhupada here and there. Prabhupada has told women are less intelligent. You have to understand what that it is. It's a science, it's a social science. These are not some, untruth statements. They are the factual statements. So therefore they get exploited. That is why protection is required. That means with a few cheap words, people can emotionally sway a woman. And therefore protection is required. A consultant is required. Constant consultant is required. And thus the Vedic society, the benefit of the woman is taken care. Is taken care. Otherwise it creates havoc in life. And also modern women, they're so short-sighted when they fight for, oh no, we are equal. Equal again, equal in inequality in what? Let's be very specific. If you take 2%, me and you, and put our muscles and push, one of us will be stronger, one of us will be weaker. It's a reality. Isn't it? In the same way, instead of muscles, you take the emotions. One will be weaker, one will be stronger. So it's a reality. It is not something which is to put down somebody. What to do? If my muscles are, weaker than your muscles, and somebody says, hey, you are weaker than that man, what is this discrimination? How do you say I am weaker than him? Hurry, you come on, try. It's a reality. Exactly in the same way, it's a reality. It is not that putting down somebody, oh, you are putting down the weaker person. Therefore, you are saying you are his muscle, you have got a weaker muscle than his muscle. You are partial, or you are partial, discriminative towards the weaker muscle people. You should tell, no, even if the muscles are weaker, you should tell that all muscles are equal. All artificial. This is not a fact. So whatever the Vedic Shastra, whatever the Vedic scriptures reveal, they are facts. They are facts. We can argue our case, even according to modern psychology, modern science, we can argue our case. Very specifically we should argue. But people spoil the good name of the scriptures, good name of the Vedic tradition by taking and throwing out this. Anything happens, you insult a woman by saying, scriptures say women are less intelligent. You are less intelligent. Maybe, okay, then the woman will say, okay, I can do this. Can you do this? Maybe she has got so many abilities. I can play music. Can you do? You don't have any intelligence, she will say. You can't even sing one song. So you cannot sweeping statement about all kinds of intelligences. Today in modern world, so many women are able to do much, much more than men. Women are CEOs. Thousands and thousands of men are working under one woman, CEO. How is it possible? Because she has that intelligence to manage. Managing resources, managing intelligence is different. And if somebody has good control over his emotions, her emotions, then that emotions are very powerful. They can do 9, 10 times what a man can do. That much force is there in the emotions. That also we saw here. 9 times more emotions than a man. Emotional force. Any questions? So we need to argue our case when people criticize Prabhupada when he says women are less intelligent. In fact, nowadays to make this statement itself is so scary. Nobody will make a statement that they should be under the protection of the husband, son, or a father. Women should be under the protection. Nobody will make a statement because too much is being talked about that. That means you're thinking that they are a different category. They are on par with men. These are all old thinking, they say. The other day I was reading in the newspaper, the new Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. He had the courage to make this statement. And in all, the paper was all talking about, how can he say that? Straight what Prabhupada said, he has told. The chief minister, he said, women always need protection. They has to be under protection of the husband or the father or the son or the society. Should always protect women. All women got hurt. But he stood by his statement. But then it needs elaboration. That is the point. Because today people they are all so passionate, rajasic, that they don't think, how can I go a little deep and understand if this is true or not? Immediately they take hurt.
Don't tell us what to wear. Women say, don't tell us what to wear. You control your mind. So, because we should have independence to wear whatever you want to wear. So you should not control us what we can wear. We can wear anything we would like to wear. So you should control your mind. So that's what they say. Don't control what women can wear. So what do we say about?
No, we're not controlling. Even that is also a means of protection only. If we are saying about dress code, when we are talking about, that is also is talking about, the spirit is protection. Protection against, men running behind them. Whatever it is, if a man runs behind them, then you have to defend, no? It doesn't come free, no? So why waste time? So that is a spirit behind it. It is a fact or not, there is an attraction between man and woman. First you have to understand all this. You have to admit facts. Is it a fact or not? They are all born in such that man and woman, they attract each other. So, therefore, properly dressing is important. If provocative dressing is there, then that will lead to disturbance in the society for both the man and woman. A civilized society always ensures that there is minimum provocation. Attraction between man and woman, between any man and woman, is not encouraged according to Vedic tradition. Vedic tradition is based on spiritual advancement in life. Attraction between man and woman is permitted between the husband and wife. Not only permitted, it is required for procreation. It is required to keep the human race going. It is required it's a very fundamental principle of material existence. Therefore, somewhere it is permitted, attraction between man and woman, and all other places between man and woman, attraction is not permitted. So it has to be regulated. So this is the reason. So unless they take a holistic picture, you simply think as my freedom. See, just like if you say, I have a freedom of speech and I abuse you. Even freedom of speech is circumscribed by not disturbing others by your talk. Similarly, your freedom of dressing is to be restricted. Okay, same logic you can extend. I want to walk naked. You should control your mind. But that is in the IPC code. If somebody walks naked, police can book the person. You are not supposed to walk naked. Why is that? Why my freedom to dress or not to dress? Why my freedom to not to dress is not appreciated in this nation? India is restricting. You are policing us. I want to walk naked. What is the problem with the government? For that, no. We all agree that. But semi-naked, no. That's freedom. Naked, we all agree. Why do you agree? It's the same thing. So superficially, so many issues are raised. People simply argue. If you understand the bigger picture, then everybody's right is involved, rights are respected. But then socially, what constitutes provocative dressing is a matter of social debate. We cannot be rigid. Islamic women, they say you shouldn't show your face. If you show a face, it's provocating other men. That is their religion. Now many Muslim women are asking, no, it's not possible. My face is my identity. They become educated and they are saying that, what is this nonsense? My face is my identity. Why should I close my identity? So different places, different societies, different cultures, different things are there. And what is there at one time in culture, the details of that valid for that time may not be valid today. Today's culture. If the spirit is understood, then it should be. The details can be accommodated from time to time. It can be accommodated from time to time. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जाए, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जाए.